गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोकिर्भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. For Bhakti Vaibhava studies, we are starting the second chapter of the sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So just to recapitulate, at the end of the fifth canto, there is a description of hellish planets. And Parikshit Maharaj is a Vaishnava, Mahabhagavat. By the way, if I ask you this question, Parikshit Maharaj is one of the example of Bhav Bhakti. Anybody can remind me which symptom of Bhav Bhakti Parikshit Maharaj is at, which we have discussed in Nectar of Devotion. Yes, Ekanta, you want to try?
Hare Krishna, I try to remember,
Say,
but I don't know exactly which one. They don't.
I'm giving you a hint. Bhav Bhakti, there are Ashta Sattvic Bhav means 8 different symptom by which Bhav Bhakti is recognized, but that can be imitated. Therefore, there are 9 other characteristics which nobody can imitate. And Parikshit Maharaj is one of those 9.
Never spends his time in vain. Avyartha Kalatam?
No, Avyartha Kalatam is a number 1. One example is of Maharaj Bharat and other is Parikshit. I'm just saying, because what we are discussed already is that we should take along with us when we study. That will be nice.
Prabhuji, आसक्ति तद्गुण क्या है?
Not exactly. Bharat Maharaj was having a characteristic of vrakti or detachment. And then there's the next word.
मान शून्यता.
I think this is not there. It just spontaneously, it just came to my mind that we should know what is the level of Parikshit Maharaj. Is that a Bhav Bhakti? The one of the symptom of Bhakti, the characteristic is Parikshit Maharaj. There's a word Kshanti, something like that. Tolerance. Whatever the difficulties are there, he's ready to tolerate. He gave up the whole kingdom, he gave up everything in a moment. He said, now you remember this now? Is it okay?
Yes.
Right, so the sixth canto starts by the question which Parikshit Maharaj is asking, and that question is very, it's a very heavy question. And what is the heavy question? God is partial. He helped the demigods, he saved the Indra, and he arranged Virtasur to be killed. It appears God is partial. Have you discussed this subject in the beginning of the sixth canto?
No, Prabhuji.
So this is a question. It appears God is partial. He is helping demigods and he is annihilating the demons. Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit going ahead. I think the question here is different. Anyway, this question will come in a next, in the beginning of the next canto, because this canto has this pastime that the Indra is saved, the Indra is protected and Virtasur is killed. I'm just going a little ahead, I think. Anyway, when we started this is a very good question actually. Parikshit has asked this question in the beginning of 7th canto. I'm sorry. In 6th canto, his question is how the people are suffering in hell and how they can be saved. This is the question, right? That's okay. That's okay. That's also all right. So what are the 3 levels of the answer which Sukdev Goswami has offered to this question?
First, he has suggested atonement.
Yeah, atonement, yes. Atonement means whatever small sin we do, we nullify that by doing some pious activities. If the big sin, big atonement, small sin, small atonement, like small disease, small medicine, big disease, big operation, this is called atonement, right? This is the first answer, but Parikshit was not satisfied by that.
Second, he offered jnana.
Yeah, if somebody get knowledge, if he's a jnana.
Yeah.
But why Parikshit was not satisfied by jnana?
Because then it gave the example of the bamboo, that everything can be burnt, but then again there's desire for sinful activities will be there, just like the bamboos will sprout again.
Right. So jnana, the one reason is that everybody cannot have a jnana. It's not for common people. It's only few people get jnana. And even after having jnana, the root of the ignorance is still there. And like as you are giving the example of bamboo, usually the bamboo farmers, they burn the bamboo simply because by next rain that bamboo will be more, thicker and bigger. Okay, this is second reason. And third reason, by these 2 reasons, Parikshit was not satisfied.
Then he establishes bhakti.
Then he starts to establish the holy name. Chanting of the holy name will nullify all these sinful activities. And then he said this is so powerful that even the root of the sinful activities is completely finished. So that's good. And then he narrated the story of Ajamil. Anybody know the meaning of Ajamil? One meaning.
Aja means Bhagwan and Mila means obtain.
This is your very nice explanation from your own fine intelligence. That's good. Aj means Bhagwan. Aj means it's not Ajja. Aj means actually, if you do like that, Aj means unborn, say inborn Aj, and also Aj means unconquerable, and male. So it's an Aj and male. Ajja means Maya, and male means one who is influenced by Maya. And this example of Ajamil is that he is so qualified Brahman, having Salangram Shila. He was worshipping that nicely. He was following all the rituals of Brahminical culture. He was a married Grasta. But as we have, I think the whole story, I think this much story we have already completed, that once he went to the forest and saw some prostitute, embracing some Shudra, a third or fourth class person, and he looked at it, that scene, and he tried to himself convince that I'm Brahman, I should not do like that. But somehow then his all arguments and reason failed, and after coming to the home he was carried away by that sight. So the point is, this lust enters through the eyes. By seeing that scene, his sleeping desire at the depth of his consciousness awakened, though he was there for collecting paraphernalia for worship. So eye is a organ through which this lust enters, and the mind is then carried away by that. If one sense is carried away by something, that's what Bhagavad Gita we say, one sense is carried away, like the boat is carried away by wind, and then everything is finished. So now then this whole story goes that he kept that prostitute. It doesn't say married. He kept that prostitute. And he had children from that. And when he was almost 80 years, he has the last son born, right? And how that name of this son is given Narayan? Anybody has anything discussed like that? How come he gave the name? Yes?
I heard that sages came to visit one day. Jamil was not there. They met with the son's mother, and as they were leaving, the saints asked the mother to do one thing for them, as in terms of just some donation or whatever service to the saints. And the saints said, okay, if you have to do one thing, just name this son that will be born to you, Narayan. Right?
Yeah, this is
And
one.
then Ajamil came and kicked the saints out, right? Who are these people?
This is one story told maybe from different Puranas. Mostly we heard that story. You are saying right. Some other reason. Well, I can more elaborate on that also. But some other story or some other idea.
I mean, is it that from his early days, he was a fairly educated Brahmana?
So this is one thing we can see that if there's some devotional and Brahmanical culture is in the beginning, then at the end somehow Krishna helps him from within as a Paramatma to help him really come back to him. This is a very good reason. Because he was worshipping Narayan Salangram Silla as a Brahman, and because of his some mixed devotion, whatever it was, at the end it has borne some result. This story our Prabhuji was telling, that is it is said that sadhus, they wanted to help Brahman, and the language said is like that. Ajamil was knowing everything about this scripture. When you have to, at that time when he was completely absorbed in that prostitute and completely given up all the Brahmanical culture, if anybody tells him you chant the holy name, he would not listen. So the saintly persons are so expert, daksha, like the good Ayurvedic doctor, the one he gives a very bitter medicine, he says, oh, use it with honey. So some saintly people, maybe some saints inspired by Sri Krishna, they put the bitter medicine of holy name in the sweet honey of the attachment to the sun, because there is too much attachment to the young child. So there is a honey. Putra moho. Putra means son, moho means too much attachment. That was the sweet honey, and then somehow Krishna helped him, and his name was Narayan. And when the three Yamaduta came, why three Yamaduta came?
Because we commit sinful activities through our mind, body, and senses.
Right. So one is Yamduta is for body, one means what is called words, mind, and senses. Right. So three come with the three different files. Okay, that's right. So at that time they already put the noose. It's called Yamapas in the neck of Ajamil. And suddenly, in a completely helplessness, he called Narayan. And the four Vishnu Duta appeared there. And then there was discussion between the Yamaduta and Vishnu Dutas. So now the second chapter start. The Vishnu Duta chastised Yamaduta.
So why four Vishnu Dutas came?
The four Vishnu Dutas came. Why four Vishnu Dutas came? That's a very good question. Anybody wants to tell?
Because
4 syllables of
four
Narayan.
syllables.
Because
4 syllables in the word Narayan. Narayana.
okay, so because there are four syllables in the word Narayan, therefore four Vishnu Dutas came. This is also a sort of called educated guess.
Also, maybe because there are 4 Ayud of Lord Vishnu.
Four Ayud, four Ved, everything is four. I think there is no reason given, but only what we can conclude is always, over the evil, the goodness is always heavier. Vishnu Duta or goodness, it must be heavier than the Yamadutas, which is actually. I was once hearing one saint was saying those who goes to Yam Lok means those who go to hell and visit all the hells many lifetimes, because he's expert now about everything about the hellish planet. Then he's selected as a Yam Dut because now he's very expert. Like the prisoner who goes many times in the prison, then he's made a little monitor of the prisoners. So these Yamadutas are very expert. They know which sin and where they have to be punished, so they are very expert. So basically, this is something. Anyways, for Vishnu Duta came and he chanted the name Narayan, and then Vishnu Duta said, so you leave him, and then what is the reason, what he has done? So they spoke which answer Yamadutas gave to the Vishnu Duta that this Ajamil is sinful. Which principle they told?
He hasn't done any atonement for.
That is coming afterwards, but before that, the principle they said is the sin is that which is against the scripture. They are sinful. What they have done, they are sinful. What is sin? What is the definition of a sin? Anything which is against scripture is sin. So they were right in a Vedic system. According to the Vedic language, their argument was very perfect. So they have done sins. They were sinful because they have, but Ajamil has disobeyed the scripture. But he has not done atonement for his sins. That is the reason what you are saying is also second part. So the whole theme of this 3 chapter is see, in one word I was just thinking. Which is the best atonement which will come in the somewhere in the 3rd chapter, some verse will come, that is the real atonement, it is going to be said. That is real atonement. That will come in 3rd chapter, we will note that particular verse. So, what point I am making exactly is that Vedic Dharma Yamaduta were knowing, but there is another Dharma that is called Bhagavad Dharma, they were not aware of that. So the whole theme of this holy name is Bhagavad Dharma, which is above Vedic Dharma. Is it okay? The whole theme is that they were speaking of Vedic Dharma, that is all right, but the Bhagavad Dharma is higher than that. Like we in Krishna consciousness practice Bhagavad Dharma. Now we are starting our second chapter. Vishnu Dutas chastised the Yamaduta. Before I start this, again, one thing Srila Prabhupada said, our devotees are Vishnu Duta. And he always wants the devotees to go in groups and reclaim the people like Ajamil. So now the first word is Sri Badrayan Vacha. Sukdev Goswami is called Badrayan. Badrayan. So Sukdev Goswami is speaking now. So let us have a look on this verse. Evam te bhagavat duta yamaduta abhibhashitam upadharya atatan rajan pratayoranyako vidaha. The first two lines are simply Vishnu Duta, means Bhagavat Duta, which means Vishnu Duta, and Yam Duta. And Abhibhashan means their talk when they were discussing. When the Yamaduta was explaining, the Vishnu Duta were listening, Upadharya, listening, Atha. Tanarajan, after that, Maharaj Parikshata, Pratyayur, then they give the answer. Properly replied. Pratyayur means reply. Nyaya Kovida, this is the important word. Nyaya Kovida means being conversant in good argument or good logic. Nyaya, this is the Nyaya, it's Naya. Naya is a Nyaya. Nyaya means logic. And Kovida means expert. They were expert, they were conversant with good arguments. So, Srila Prabhupada writes, Sukdev Goswami said, my dear king, Rajan, the servant of the Vishnu, Bhagavat Duta, are always very expert, Kovida, in logic, Nyaya, and arguments. After hearing this statement of Yamaduta, they replied as follows. So, the summary of the verse is expert in logic. Vishnu Dutas are expert in logic. And for practical application, the devotees should be expert in logic. And those devotees were expert in logic and argument to put the Shastra and convince the opponent they are Mahabhagavat. So the word here used is Bhagavat Duta. It means that is the Mahabhagavat because they are expert in logic. Now again, if before I continue, I think most of you all remember that the Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttam, the Uttam is only one who is a very expert in logic and argument, right? Madhyam is very expert, he has a good faith, but his logic and argument is not very strong. You remember this? You can recall this, right? So, Bhagavat Duta, the word written means they were Uttam Adhikaris. They were Mahabhagavatas because they were expert in logic. Madhyam is not expert in logic. He has a good faith. He is engaged in devotional service, but he is not very good at logic and argument. It means this is what the word Bhagavat Duta and then the very expert in logic, it denotes this is for Mahabhagavata. So there are, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was like Mahabhagavat, always going and putting logic and argument about Brahman and Vaishnava, about Devi Varnashram. He was very expert, right? Now Chakravarti Pad writes, means those who speak as persons knowledgeable of Niti Shastra, because the word Nyaya means Niti. So the person who is expert in Niti Shastra. And Then we are going to verse number 2, the first and say first 6 verses, 1 to 6. Vishnu Duta chastised Yam Dutas. Now Vishnu Dutas are speaking. Sri Vishnu Duta Uchaho Aho Kashtam Dharma Drisham Adharmam Sprashtae Sabham Yatra Adanyeshu Apapeshu Dando Yaidhi Dharyate Vritha. Oh, Kashta is exclamation. What wrong is going on here? Something like that. Dharma Drisham Adharma Sprasha Sabham. You belong to the assembly of Dharmaraj, and you are speaking something which is like a religion. If one who is not sinful and you are giving him punishment, how is that logical? Vishnu said, alas, first word, oh. How painful it is, Kashtam, that religion is being introduced in an assembly where religion should be maintained. Adharma dharma. Say dharma drisha means person interested in maintaining religion. It means Dharmaraj. Indeed, those in charge of maintaining the religious principles are needlessly punishing a sinless, unpunishable person. It's interesting. They say this Ajamil is sinless. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, okay, the same thing almost. Now, purport says, Vishnu Duta accused Yam Duta of violating religious principle by attempting to drag Ajamil to Yamraj for punishment. So this is chastisement. Yamraj is the officer appointed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to judge religious and irreligious principle and to punish people who are irreligious. It means the religious assembly means the office of Yamraj. However, if completely sinless people are punished, the entire assembly of Yamraj is contaminated. This principle applies not only in the assembly of Yamraj but throughout the human society. Now Srila Prabhupada is in the preaching mood. In human society, properly maintaining religious principle is the duty of king's court or government. Unfortunately, in this yuga, Kali Yuga, the religious principles are tempered with, and the government cannot properly judge who is to be punished and who is not. It is said that in Kali Yuga, if one cannot spend money in court, one cannot get justice. This is from 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometime religious men who preach Krishna consciousness. Now Srila Prabhupada is coming. There are a couple purport here in which Srila Prabhupada is speaking about Krishna conscious movement. Sometime religious men who preach Krishna consciousness movement. So Srila Prabhupada is first establishing that Krishna conscious movement is a religious. It's not religious, basically, Prabhupada used to say, it's a spiritual organization. It's a spiritual organization. While what they are doing, for the benefit of the entire populace, are arrested and harassed by the police and courts. So this is what Srila Prabhupada's experience in the 70s. Early 70s, when the Krishna conscious devotee was chanting holy name in these streets, and this chanting a sound of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, people were thinking it's a nuisance. even in India. And some people said, well, they are disturbing the normal flow of the traffic, and so many other reasons they used to give, and they used to put the devotees in jail. But somehow always the devotees are victorious and they come out, and this is a very common practice. Many devotees have experienced this. So Srila Prabhupada is preaching here. The Vishnu Dutas who are Vaishnavas lamented for these very regrettable facts. Because of spiritual compassion for all the fallen souls, Vaishnava go out to preach according to the standard method of all religious principles. If I have to ask you one question, what is the standard method of all religious principles? What Srila Prabhupada is writing this line, there is something in his mind. What do you really dig it out?
Is it compassion?
Yeah, compassion is there. Spiritual compassion for all fallen souls. That's right. The standard method of the religious principle is chanting holy name. In all the religious, that's what Prabhupada used to say, you may chant Allah, you may chant Jesus, you may chant any name of the God. So the all religions has a one principle. There's a God, and we have to abide by the rules of God, and we have to call upon the holy name of God. So when Srila Prabhupada is writing these lines, the standard method of all religious principles, what we were doing, we were arrested. We were chanting holy name and distributing books. And both are called Sankirtan. But unfortunately, because of the influence of Kali Yuga, people don't really appreciate this. So Srila Prabhupada's Vaishnavas who have dedicated their lives to preaching the glories of the Lord are sometimes harassed. Glories of the Lord means Sankirtan. Sometimes harassed and punished by court on the charge of disturbing the peace. This is interesting. Sometimes there is a peace march in America, and they used to call the ISKCON devotees to do holy name. And when they were doing holy name in the street, they used to say, you are disturbing peace. Yeah, in early days in a peace march, ISKCON devotees were called, right? Huh? The devotees were called for peace march. Come please, come, you chant here in our peace march. But when they are doing on their own holy name, they said you are disturbing peace, right? So here Srila Prabhupada is stapling that because ISKCON was very new movement at that time when Prabhupada was writing these purports. So he's trying to establish that ISKCON is a bona fide religion. The whole purport is actually Prabhupada establishing Krishna consciousness is a bona fide religion. It's not only bona fide religion, Prabhupada said, it has the principle of all the religions. It has principle of all the religions, that holy name. Chanting of the holy name is a universal principle. Now, Chakravarti Pal has some question answer. You can have a look on this. We know you are servant of Yam, they said. But why do you speak such nonsense? It means Yamdutas, you are speaking nonsense. We can understand that the authority of this king of Dharma to be of opposite quality. That is expressed in this verse. We have never heard such facts till now. Oh, what will happen to the people by such injustice, Kashta? Who are you to criticize, they say. Yamaduta say. What are you criticizing? Please listen to what we say. Adharam is contaminating the assembly of those who judge dharma. They see dharma as adharma. In this assembly, punishment is allotted to person without sin, who should thus not be punished. The assembly is displaying adharma. So Chakravarti Pad's mood is that before say where you have to go for justice and there is injustice there, where you go, there's no room left for you. So Dharmaraj's assembly is getting contaminated with irreligiosity. When the early, I'm just before going to verse 3, the point I was trying to really make is that Ajamil was in a mode of goodness as a Brahman, worshipping, but by seeing that prostitute, he was influenced by mode of passion. Lust is in the mode of passion. Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajogun, Samudbhava. So actually these are the three modes of material nature. Even the Jnani, which is the one answer Ajay you Prabhu told me, Jnana is also in mode of goodness. So it is still in the jurisdiction of three modes of material nature. Only devotional service is beyond three modes of material nature. So Ajamil degraded from goodness to passion, and then he led to the ignorance. In principle, these three modes influence everybody. Whole first step is we have to give up these lower two modes, ignorance and passion. First we have to be established in goodness, but still that is not the end. We have to transcend goodness and should be situated in Shuddha Sattva, into the goodness which was not disturbed by the lower modes oftentimes. So this is another way to analyze the situation of Ajamil. From goodness he degraded to passion, and then he degraded to ignorance. So Gyan cannot help actually, because it is a goodness and it can degrade also. Now we are going to the verse number 3. Prajanam pitro yecha Shastara sadhava samaha Yadi syateshu vaishnamyam Kam yanti sharanam prajaha. Now prajanam, generally praja means children. Praja means citizens. And praja here Prabhupada writes, praja means citizens. Okay. Pitraha. Pitra means protector, guardian. Generally Pitra means father. But the king is also father. Guardian is also father. And here it is king or government servants. And then they have three things. Yeah, remember that. Anybody who is guardian has three things. Number one, Shastaraha. It means he give instruction. Shastra means Shastra. Shastra means instruction. He should give good instruction, number one. Number two, his character should be Sadhava. He should have a good behavior. Instruction concerning law and order. Number two, endowed with all good qualities, Sadhava. Number three, Samadrishaha, equal to everyone. So these are the three characteristics of a Pitraha. Father or guru or king or teacher. These are the three characteristics here. Yadi syateshu vaishmayam. If there is any breach in that, vaishmayam, you see, vaishmayam means partiality. Kam yanti sharanam praja. to whom shelter the praja should go? There's only one thing left, is God. This you can remember just by, Dhruva Maharaj was chastised by Ruchi in front of the king, and king was silent. So where should Dhruva go for justice? Because the king was supposed to give justice, and king was silent. So Dhruva has only one option: go to God. So that says, if the king or the Yamaraj is not giving the right judgment, then where people will go for justice? So Srila Prabhupada's translation: a king or governmental official should be so well qualified, means sadhava, and he acts as a father, pitra, maintainer and protector, pitra, of citizen, praja, because of affection and love. He should give the citizen good advice, shastra, and instruction according to the strength of scripture, because shastra comes from shastra, and should be equal to everyone. These are the three qualifications came. Prabhupada added two as a, he has given the purport in the translation, because of affection and love. Because the pitra, word pitra means father. Father is always having a affection and love for his children. So king should have the same affection and love for the citizens. Yamaraj does this because he is the official appointed by Krishna to judge the people. For he is the supreme master of the justice, and so do those who follow in his footsteps, means all judges. However, if such persons become polluted and exhibit partiality by punishing an innocent, blameless person, where will the citizen go to take shelter of their maintainer, for their maintenance and security? The one line summary of the verses: protectors should be impartial. So these three words, please remember, Shasta, Sadhava, and Samdarsha. Sama. And Praja also. Pitra. Pitra, Sadhava, Shasta, and Sam. These are the four qualifications of a king or a teacher or anybody who is in a position of taking care of his subjects, like temple president or whatever you can add in our situation in our Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada's purport. King, or in modern time the governments, should act as the guardians of the citizen by teaching them the proper goal of life. Nobody is teaching nowadays proper goal of life. The human form of life is specially meant for realization of oneself, and this is one line I would like to underline actually. This is the teaching the kings or government should give to the citizen. And what is the teaching? Realization of oneself and one's relations with Supreme Personality of Godhead. This, the Shastra, this is the instruction the king should give or government should give to the citizens. The duty of the government, therefore, is to take charge of training all the citizens in such a way that by gradual process they will be elevated to the spiritual platform and will realize the self and relationship with God. Gradually. This is called Pravarti Marg, gradually. This principle was followed by kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, Lord Ramachandra, Maharaj Ambarish, and Prahlad Maharaj. The leaders of the government must be very honest sadhava, and religious, because otherwise all the affairs of the state will suffer. Unfortunately, in the name of democracy, rogues and thieves are elected, other rogues and thieves, to the most important post in the government. Recently, this has been proven in America, where the president had to be condemned and dragged down from his post by the citizen. Whoa, this is, I think, for what, 74-5 time?
Yeah, Nixon.
Nixon, okay. So this is what Prabhupada is writing, this purport at that time this thing happened, okay? So what Srila Prabhupada is saying, that Prabhupada used to say democracy is demon's curse. It's a demon's curse. So what is the proposal is like that, you know. The selection of the member of parliament should be just by the, you know, in a present situation, how it can be done, it's very difficult. Usually Brahman used to select the king. But now there is no Brahman. Who will select the king? But Prabhupada's logic was the vote of a person who is going to die maybe in next month, is suffering from cancer, and his vote has same value as that of the medical superintendent. Vote of both is same value. A illiterate person never seen the village or never seen the city, and a person who is the vice chancellor of a university, their vote has same value. A mentally retarded, almost half insane person, and a wise man, the vote's value is same. So this system is somehow or other is appreciated presently all over the world, but this Prabhupada is somehow not approving this system. This is only one case, but there are many others. Because of the importance of the Krishna conscious movement, now Prabhupada is again coming to preaching. Because of the importance of the Krishna conscious movement, people should be Krishna conscious and should not vote for anyone who is not Krishna conscious. My God. What do you think? This is Prabhupada's order. Never vote a person who is not Krishna conscious. Anybody remember Prabhupada has an appointment with then the Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and he has written some points he wanted to discuss with the Prime Minister. Anybody has some idea? Have you ever heard that? You read somebody has read this? You heard this? Huh? Hare Krishna, doctor? No?
No, I've not heard it.
Okay, this is in Prabhupada's, I think, Leela Amrit. He has written, I'm telling you one thing. He said, anybody who filed the form for member of parliament, he must follow 4 regulatory principles. And chant holy name. He has written this, the appointment was sought, but he never met him, but this was his, that is what Prabhupada wanted a Krishna conscious person should be in the government. In Mauritius, Prabhupada actually said that this is a good country, we can have our Krishna conscious people as the person running government, but still after 50 years we have not accomplished that. Small island, 1 million, 1.2 billion population, we are not able to really establish sound Krishna conscious government. Fiji and Mauritius are the 2 countries where Prabhupada said they can be Krishna conscious countries on the planet. Do you know Prabhupada made a spiritual political party in America? In God we trust. Huh? In God we trust.
Rupanuga Prabhu, right?
Yeah, in God we trust was the name of the, this is, I think, something on the dollar it is written like that. In God we trust. He wanted that, but then Prabhupada says a lot of money is being drained by that and no much accomplishment. So we have to wait. We have to make more congregation. Then we can select our own people. And also in Australia there was the same thing. Some party was made there. So what Prabhupada is saying here is, we should not vote for those who are not Krishna conscious. It means we should create Krishna conscious people who should govern the country. Then there will be a actual peace and prosperity in this state if there are Krishna conscious people. When a Vaishnava sees mismanagement in the government, he feels great compassion in his heart and tries his best to purify the situation by spreading Hare Krishna movement. Again, this is the time maybe Srila Prabhupada was actually hoping that, because it was so fast, Krishna conscious movement was actually spreading all over the planet. So Prabhupada was so hopeful that maybe we can establish a Krishna conscious movement. These purports are showing some hope of Prabhupada that in future the Vaishnavas, they can rectify this situation, purify this situation by spreading Krishna conscious movement. What do you think? Are we successful in, after Srila Prabhupada's departure in accomplishing these statements of Srila Prabhupada? And please throw some light on this.
Can you please repeat the question? I just missed it.
I'm saying these couple of statements of Srila Prabhupada that the Krishna conscious movement should rectify this situation, purify this situation when there is something like that, and we should establish Krishna conscious government. We should not vote for those people who are not Krishna conscious. How much our Krishna conscious movement has actually accomplished these desires of Srila Prabhupada?
I would say on an individual level, he has fully accomplished, in the sense that everybody in the world has the chance to get to know about Krishna consciousness, about the way of life devotees propagate. And thanks to the modern communication, it's available to everybody. That's a sensation, and I'm one of the beneficiaries of that fact. But on a collective level, on a political level, it doesn't look so good.
No, so yeah, right. So we are trying to preach, but we have a long way to go. But these, some of the purpose when Srila Prabhupada written these things, they should be highlighted, that this is what actually Prabhupada's mission or mood is. And this is the time when movement was actually a Hare Krishna explosion. This was the time of Hare Krishna explosion when Prabhupada has written all these things. Because he was hoping that, well, this movement can sweep the world. But somehow, still we have to wait and make more little endeavor to please Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, please listen, Vishnuduta says, we have heard that your master is protector, means Yamraj, who implement laws, possesses good qualities. This means Shasta. So these words are used for Yamraj. He is implement law, which means Shasta, possesses good qualities means Sadhu, and equal to all means Sama. So Chakravarti says these are the words for Yamraj. Why has this now become untrue? The leader should be father, Pitra, showing affectionate. He should be an instructor of law to teach dharma. He should be proper in character, sadhava, to benefit all people. He should be equal, taking his own happiness and distress equally. The opposite is a opposite. Opposite to this is a protector who gives suffering to the people, who though a teacher does not teach dharma to his servants, who though of proper character does not act for everyone's benefit, and though equiposed is ignorant of others' suffering. This is a disaster for public and intolerable for us, means Vishnu Duta. So there are both ways, good and bad, both are seen. Both the bad also know, but they don't apply. Now we are going to the next verse. Verse number 4. There's a very similar verse we have in Bhagavad Gita. Yad yada charati sreyan itarastaste tad iyate sayata paramanam kurote lokastadanuvartate. Simply few words are different, otherwise Bhagavad Gita same verse. The mass of people follow the example of the leader in the society and imitate his behavior. They accept as evidence whatever the leader accepts. People follow a leader, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Although Ajamil was not punishable, the Vishnu Duta were insisting on taking him away to Yamraj for punishment. This was adharma, contrary to religious principle. The Vishnu Duta feared that if such irreligious acts are allowed, the management of the human society would be spoiled. Now Prabhupada is speaking in context to the in modern times, the Krishna conscious movement is trying to introduce the right principle of management for human society. Introducing right principles of management for human society. But unfortunately, the government of Kali Yuga do not properly support the Hare Krishna movement because they do not appreciate the valuable service. Now, we can discuss something, what Srila Prabhupada actually meant by this. Trying to introduce the right principles of management of the human society. What Srila Prabhupada meant by this? You can get some idea what these lines mean?
Means introducing the 4 basic pillars of Dharma and not allowing breaking the 4 principles.
Yeah, this is something, a principle of management of human society, right principle of management of human society. The 4 pillars of the Dharma. The Hare Krishna movement is a right movement for ameliorating the fallen condition of the human society. So what is the fallen condition of this? All these 4 things, right? These 4 things are fallen condition of the society: intoxication, gambling, animal slaughter, illicit sex. These are all, right? I think it's a good way to look at it. But Prabhupada is not opening it, but this is what it meant. And therefore, government, public leaders are in every part of the world should support this movement to completely rectify humans' sinful conditions. So these are the 4 sinful activities. So what do you think? With these 4 sinful activities, people should support, government should support ISKCON for these things. Neither government anywhere is supporting, not the people or government or the public leaders are supporting, right? So this is Prabhupada's hope. Can you see the Prabhupada's hope? How hopeful he is that this movement can help the whole human society and bring them out from sinful suffering. Because the whole point from the beginning of this chapter is people will suffer in hell. So how they can be saved? And Prabhupada wanted actually that people should not go to the hell and can be saved from that. And therefore he wanted Krishna conscious movement to help people by avoiding these sinful activities. Now the two more verses we have to recite now. Yasyanke shradhaya. Yasyanke means on the lap of one. Shradhaya means one who keep his head. Lokaswapiti nirvirtaha. If somebody is sleeping and keeping his head on somebody's lap. Soyam dharamam adharamam va nahi veda yatha pashu. And I have full faith that I have my head on my father's lap, so I should sleep peacefully, but somehow or other that person is going to cut my neck. It's like an animal who is kept in the home and every day fed, and Prabhupada writes, when he becomes fed, then you take him to the slaughter. This is what actually this verse means. Sakatham Nyarpitatmanam. Nyarpitatmanam means completely surrender. Nyarpit arpit atmanam, one who has come fully surrendered. Krita maitram, become friend. Achetanam, when he is unconscious. Visrambhanyoho bhutanam sagreno dogdum aharati. So Vishrambhana Srila Prabhupada is translated, deserving to be the object of faith. And dogdam aharati means one who give pain. So now we see the translation. People in general are not very advanced in knowledge by which to discriminate between religion and religion. The innocent, unintelligent citizen is like an ignorant animal sleeping in peace with its head on the lap of its master, faithfully believing in the master's protection. If the leader is actually kind-hearted and deserves to be the object of a living entity's faith, how can he punish or kill a foolish person who has fully surrendered in good faith and friendship, Maitri and Arpanatmanam? So here is purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, Sanskrit word Vishwastghat. This is Prabhupada is speaking his own purport. Vishwasghat. Vishwas means one who have faith or trust. Ghat means what is called, but Prabhupada writes, breaks the faith. Ghat means break the faith or cause breach of trust. The mass of people should always feel security because of government's protection. Therefore, how regrettable it is for the government itself to cause a breach of trust and put the citizen in difficulty for political reasons. Now, this is when Prabhupada is writing, Prabhupada is remembering his childhood. Now you see Prabhupada is writing, we actually saw during the partition day in India that although Hindus and Muslims were living together peacefully, manipulation by politicians suddenly aroused feeling of hatred between them, and thus Hindus and Muslims killed one another over politics. So Srila Prabhupada immediately criticizing the government for allowing the citizen to kill one another because of their political reasons. This is a sign of Kali Yuga. In this age, animals are kept nicely sheltered, completely confident that their master will protect them, but unfortunately, as soon as the animals are fed, they are immediately sent for the slaughter. Such cruelty is condemned by Vaishnavas like the Vishnudutas. Indeed, the hellish conditions already described await the sinful man responsible for such suffering. One who betrays the confidence of the living entity who takes shelter of him in good faith, whether the living entity be a human being or an animal, is extremely sinful, because such betrayal now go unpunished by the government. All of human society is terribly contaminated. The people of this age are therefore described mandasu mandamatyo mandabhagya updrutaha. As the consequence of such sinfulness, men are condemned, manda. Their intelligence is unclear, manda matya, so manda matya, and they are unfortunate, manda bhagya, and therefore they are always disturbed by many problems, updrutaha. This is their situation in this life, and after that they are punished in hellish conditions. Who is the protector who is killing? Any good examples you can give now? Can you give me some example? The one who is supposed to protect, love and affect and killing? Yes?
Mothers are killing their children in the womb.
Yes, this is the answer I was looking for. Who, doctor, you said? Huh? Who said? Huh?
Shaktimanta here, Prabhu.
Okay. Yeah, this is a very this is and the slaughter of the cows and bulls, which Prabhupada is writing here. So these are two most sinful activities going all over the planet: killing of the fetus in the embryo, in the womb, and killing of the cows. And therefore there's no any hope of peace anywhere. Some other example?
I mean, Hare Krishna,
Yes.
when government are sending innocent people to die in wars, which is meant for, well, they're supposed to protect the people, but they're sending them to wars to die so that they can profit from it.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the Krishna conscious movement. Vietnam War, those who were not really trained, they were just recruited and sent there. This is the other, one way. Those who are not properly trained, why they are sent at the front line. Yes. I was in Mauritius. One temple president told me that we are acting as Hiranyakashipu. I said, why? He said, our children, they say, we want to go to temple. We said, no, you study today and go. You go to your school. So he said, exactly speaking, we have a double mind. We want our children to be Krishna conscious, but we also want that they should not go to the temple and should really study more. Do you have this type of double standard in your mind? Is right?
Yes, Prabhu, it is right.
Yeah.
But it happens in I think many communities, especially where there's a lot of Indian congregation members where they want their children to excel academically in exams.
And also they become a devotee, but they should not go to the temple. I'm saying this is something we preach to others to become devotee, but we don't want our children to be devotee. This is interesting, no? Actually speaking, from the Bhagavad Gita point of view, in 5th chapter, 5th canto, you have discussed the father, the mother, the husband, the king, the spiritual master. If they are not able to take their dependent back to Godhead, then they should not act for like that, in that capacity, right? Somehow what I'm saying, so this is our Krishna consciousness is more, it's like a more mixed rather than pure. Anyway, this is a thought for chew. We are going to the verse number 7. I think we have to do 7 verses today. We'll see how much we can do. Now, connection with the previous verse. You castigate us. But what offenses have we and our master committed in taking away Ajamil to purify him, since he has performed no atonement for over 1,000 great sins? Okay. Now the answer is verse number 7. First primary answer. Ayam hi kirta nirvesho janma koti ansamapi yada viharaha vivaso nama swasti ayanam hare. Ayam, this Ajamil, they are just pointing right there. This Ajamil kirta nirvesho janma koti ansapi. Not for one life, for million life he has already made atonement. Nirvesho, undergone all kind of atonements. How? Yada vihar, yada vijahar, vivaso. Vijahar means loudly chanting. And vivaso means not intentionally but unintentionally. Vivaso Srila Prabhupada translates helplessly, unintentionally and helplessly. What? Nama, the holy name, Narayan. Swasti Ayanam Hari, Swasti Ayanam Hari. This is a Swasti Nam, Swasti Ayanam, the means of liberation. All auspicious, Swasti, all auspicious. Hare of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the first answer they are giving. Ajamil has already atoned for all his sinful actions. Indeed, he has atoned not only for sins performed in one life, but for those performed in millions of lives. For in helpless condition, we were so. He chanted the holy name of Narayan, even though he did not chant purely. He chanted without offense, and therefore he is now pure and eligible for liberation, Swasti Ayanam. He has performed...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, yes.
In this last sentence of the translation, he says, even though he did not chant purely, he chanted without offense. So I'm thinking, how is it that, chanting purely and chanting without offense?
Yeah, that's
do they not go together?
Now, we say during this whole discussion, these things will come. There are 3 stages of chanting. Chanting with offense, and then there is a Nam Abhas or imitation chanting, and then there's a pure chanting. So Ajamil has not chanted purely, but he has not chanted offensively. He has done Nam Abhas.
I see.
So Ajamil has chanted holy name without knowing the power of holy name. So he did not chant holy name, so it is not purely. But he did not chant it with offense, means he has not chanted Narayan to nullify his sins. If he chant the name of Narayan to nullify his sins, then it is offensively. So helplessly he chanted without offenses but not pure. So chanting of Ajamil is coming in category of Nam Abhas. Nam Abhas means semblance of the holy name, not knowing the power of the holy name. And so it gives liberation.
If he had chanted with that intent, so chanted offensively, would Vishnu Dutta still come?
Say again?
He says chant without offense, but supposing he still chanted Narayan, but still with some intent. So he's chanting offensively, right?
No, Vishnu Dutta will not come, but the heavenly people will come and give him all the opulences, name, fame. If one chant with offenses, then he will get material adornment, name, fame, wealth, everything. This is the benefit of chanting with offense. Chanting without offense but not pure, it will liberate one, namabhas. But pure chanting will give love of God. So there are three results for three type of chanting. It's okay?
Thank you, Guru.
So Srila Prabhupada's purport. The Yamdutas had considered only the external situation of Ajamil, means yes, they have seen only the sinful action. Since he was extremely sinful throughout his life, they thought he should be taken to Yamraj and did not know that he had become free from reaction of all sins. The Vishnuda therefore instructed that because he had chanted the 4 syllables name Narayan at the time of his death, he was free from all sinful reactions. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes 3 verses, say 3 verses from different scriptures, which give evidence of chanting holy name. Number 1, Smriti Shastra. I think I should go directly to the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is it good? So Smriti says, Namano hi yavati shakti papa nirhane hare tavat kartum na shaknoti patakam pataki naraha. A sinful man cannot commit as many sins as can be destroyed by power of Lord's name. Vishnu Puran. Next verse also quoted in our purport is Avashenapi yananamani kirtate sarvapatakai puman vimuchya sadhya singha trashai mirgai iva. With analogy, a human is free from all sins when he chants the Lord's name, even unconsciously. Unconsciously means unintentionally. These sins flee like animal frightened of lion. When lion roll, all animal disappears. When somebody chants holy name, all sins disappear. And the third, so not only does the chanting of Lord's name cause atonement, but is the cause of liberation. Further, Sakrada ucharitam yena hariti akshradvyam. Only 2 words, Hari. Baddha prakirtastena mokshaya gamanam prati. Whoever chants the 2 syllables Hari only once is fit for attaining liberation. Skanda Purana. So this verse, these 3 all verses are quoted by Srila Prabhupada in our purport. Exactly these 3 verses are quoted. These are some of the reasons why Vishnu Duta objected the Yam Duta taking Ajamil to the court of Yamraj. Now further there's a question in our question bank up till 19 verse. So one of the question is how Ajamil become offenseless in chanting. So at the time of death he is chanted, but before that also he was chanting every day when he was calling his son. This is the next verse. Now, if I tell you this principle, the principle is that after chanting holy name, say Narayan, Ram, Krishna, a person dies, then all the sins of many millions of times are completely destroyed. But if you chant once Harinam and then again he lives and does all the sinful activities, then there is no effect. So this is at the time of death. After that he has not committed any sin. That is the power of holy name. It's not the power of chanter. Permeable, it's called permeable. Means the power of the holy name. It's not the power of the chanter. Chanter is sinful, but the holy name is powerful. So if after that he become unconscious and he dies, then he is free from all sin. This is the principle. If he chant and then he again does sinful activities, then it is not going to neutralize anything. So Chakravarti Pad writes, we are going to the verse number 8. So the next section, verse number 7 to 19, Vishnu Duta glorify holy name. So this is the section. Vishnu Dutas.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Sorry to disturb.
Yeah.
I have a small question.
Yes. Welcome.
So what happens if at the time of death, a person is listening to the holy name, but is not visibly chanting?
No problem.
What is the result?
No problem. When anything going to his ear, Prabhupada's usually we apply the Prabhupada's tape at the departing soul's ears. He listened to the pure devotee, he will be delivered. And even if the people are chanting around the person who is unconscious, even there is a benefit. Soul cannot be unconscious. The body is unconscious. And ultimately it is the holy name is having influence on the soul, not on the body. And super soul is also there, and he knows that we are chanting holy name for the benefit of that person. So definitely if he's not able to chant, he hears, that's also beneficial.
Is it as beneficial as if he's chanting?
No, it's if he's not able to chant, then he can listen, is also fully, it will give the full benefit.
Thank you.
That Krishna arranged, actually, because he chanted whole life and at the last moment he is not able to chant, so Krishna arranged somebody that he should listen to holy name and devotees chant around him. So this is arrangement by Krishna. Therefore devotee association is most important. At the last moment we need their help.
On the other hand,
Yes.
if somebody chanted all night long, but at the moment of death, he or she was not able to call out the Lord's names, or did not have the opportunity to listen, right? Nobody's chanting around him.
But it's still Krishna is so merciful. I think in some Puranas there are some quotes that even the person who has chanted whole life at the last moment is not able to chant, Krishna is there to remind him. As a
Lord Varahadev Sankar.
As a super soul he will remind. Sorry, who said Varahadev what?
Lord Varahadev gives that kind of a guarantee that if you worship me and you're unable to remember me at the time of death, then I will remember you.
Yeah, that's Varahadev is good. In another Purana is straightforward said that if you are not able to remember at the end, you chant whole life, then I will come and remind you. It may be not visibly he has chanted, but from within Krishna will help him. Swalpamasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayata. So whatever little advancement we do, it never go in vain. Definitely the devotee is benefited. Some other discussion, or we should continue one more verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I think we're in text 7. It's okay, sorry. And a different question.
Okay. एतेन एव हि अघोनो अस्य कृतं स्याद अघनिष्कृतं यदा नारायणायेति जगाद चतुरक्षरम् एतेन एव हि अघोनो अस्य. Aghano means he is a very sinful. Yes, you are right. Agha means sin. He is aghano. He is very sinful. Kirtam syad agha nishkirtam. He has done so many sins, but he has also done agha nishkirtam, means he has performed the atonement for all the sins. How? Yada Narayaneti Jagad Chatur Akshram. 4-word Narayan he chanted, therefore he is purified. So it's the power of holy name that has purified him. The Vishnuda continued, even previously, while eating and at other times, this Ajamil would call his son, saying, "My dear Narayan, please come here." Although calling the name of his son, he nevertheless uttered the 4-syllable Narayan. Simply by chanting the name of Narayan in this way, he sufficiently atoned for all sinful reaction of millions of lives. So not because he chanted last moment, but already by regularly chanting Narayan, by calling his son, he has already done atonement. This is a part of your answer to the question which you have in question bank. This verse will continue. Now, when he chanted the 4th syllable, Yad Jagad Etan Chaturaksharam Narayana, Narayanati, the atonement Agha Nishkritam, for the sins he committed, Asya Kirtam Agona, he has been accomplished. Now Srila Prabhupada writes, previously when he engaged in skillful activities to maintain his family, Ajamil chanted the name of Narayan without offenses. To chant the holy name of the Lord just to counteract one's sinful activities or to commend sinful activities on the strength of the holy chanting holy name is offense. Namo balad yasyahi papa buddhihi. But although Ajamil engaged in sinful activities, he never chanted the holy name of Narayan to counteract them. He simply chanted the name Narayan to call his son. Therefore, his chanting was effective. Because of chanting the holy name of Narayan in this way, he had already vanquished the accumulated sinful reaction of many, many lives. In the beginning, he was pure. But although he later committed many sinful acts, he was offenseless because he did not chant the holy name of Narayan to counteract them. One who always chants the holy name of Lord without offenses is always pure. As confirmed in this verse, Ajamil was already sinless. And because he chanted the name of Narayan, he remained sinless. It did not matter that he was calling his son or the name itself was effective. So, it is said Narayan is not a name of this anybody in the human society. They is called Narayan Das, servant of Narayan. Narayan is only the name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vaikuntanath Narayana. So when we chant Narayan, even when addressing the Son, still the Narayan is not Son. Son is servant of Narayan. So Yamaduta was told that he was chanting, is not his son's name, but Narayan is the name of our master. And our master is merciful, therefore all his sins are already destroyed. Chakravarti Pal said, but Ajamil did not chant with awareness that this was atonement. He called out for his son because he was afraid of us. You do not understand the truth. Being materialistic, you do not understand. Even by calling for his son while not seeking to make atonement of his sins, of this sinner Agona was accomplished. Agavat is there, okay. Just chanting at this time for his son is the atonement of all his sins. However, previously he chanted in ungrammatical language. O Narayan, come here from your mother's lap on my lap. The atonement took place then. Not only chanting 4 syllables, but chanting the Lord's name in 2 syllables, Hari, or 1 syllables also destroy all sins. So 2 syllables, I think earlier it was Hari. What is 1 syllable? I don't know. Anybody knows what is 1 syllable? Hari Om Hari. So, you want me to continue, or you have a question, or should we close it for tomorrow? What is everybody's opinion? Stena surapo mitra drukka. Yes, Prabhu. What is your opinion? So tomorrow I think we have to go till verse 19. How many verses we have to complete tomorrow?
Yes, Prabhuji, up to 19.
Okay, I think we have done 8. So 10 we have to do tomorrow. 10, 11. So if there's no question or comment, then only there are 2 questions, I think, in the up till verse 19 there are 2 questions. One of them is this: how Ajamil has done atonement free and how he become offenseless, because he chanted 4th syllable when he was calling his son in home even before death. Stena surapo mitra druga brahmaha guru talpagaha Sri Raja Pitra Gohanta ye cha patakino apare sarveshanapi aghatva aghavattam idam ye sunishkritam nam viharanam vishno yatastad vishyaha matihi. So there are so many conditions given here. Even the people has done these sins. What are these sins? These sins are here. Chanting of the holy name of Vishnu is the best process of atonement for a thief of gold or other valuable, for drunkard, for one who betrays a friend or a relative, for one who kills a Brahman, for one who indulges in sex with the wife of his guru or another superior. It is also the best method of atonement for one who murdered the woman, the king, or his father, or for one who slaughtered the cows, or for all other sinful men. Simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Vishnu, such sinful persons may attract the attention of Supreme Lord, who therefore consider, because this man has chanted my holy name, my duty is to give him protection. So last line is Prabhupada's own purport. The most important line in this verse is attraction of the Supreme Lord towards chanter. So it's not that we are Krishna conscious, but Krishna is devotee conscious. When we chant Hare Krishna, our chanting may not be pure, but Krishna is attracted to this chanting. So Krishna or Krishnani. So Krishna is attracted to his holy name. Anybody who chant Vishnu's name. So Chakraparti Pad has a big purport, lengthy purport. Very lengthy purport, my God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Chanting is the best atonement because it destroys not only the reaction of sin but also the root of it. This Chakravarti Pad, I think it's a too lengthy purports. Tomorrow we will read this purport of Chakravarti Pad. I'm just telling one story. I think sweet dish at the end is good. And that is, I heard this story. Hey Patri Maharaj, how are you? Patri Radhesham.
Hare Krishna. I am Shushrushok Pradhanasya.
Sushusurdhanasya Vasudeva Katharati.
Yatmahat sevaya vipram.
Puratnid Nishevanath. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I was telling this story. I think I heard your name when Narayani Mataji was teaching. You were also there at that time in 6th canto? Or some other Patri was there?
Yes, I was doing this Burijan Prabhu also.
Yeah, they both were there at that time, right? Okay, the story I was supposed to share with you. There were 4 thieves. The first word is stain, means thief. When they were stealing something, they had code words. When the first person was studying, if he sees person is coming, he just said, Narayan. Then second will go and see if he has money over his abdomen. He said, Damodhar. It means he has a wallet at his belt, at his belly. Third used to say, Vasudeva. And fourth used to say, Hari Hara. These were the code words of the thieves. First says, man is coming, Narayan. Second says, he has a wealth on his belly, Damodhar. Third says, Vasudev, beat him with the bamboo stick. And fourth says, Hari Har, please. Hari means steal everything from him and throw him out. So these were their code words, and they were in the forest. And they said like this, Narayan, Vasudev, Damodhar, Harihar. And there was lightning there. And they died. When they died, Vishnuduta came. He said, why is it they were chanting, doing Harinam? Narayan, Vasudev, Damodhar, Harihar. So even for doing wrong things, a good code word is a saving grace for these thieves. So all these sinful activities can be counteracted by chanting holy name helplessly and feelingly. So there's a very lengthy purport. Tomorrow we'll discuss this. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a nice class. Prabhu, my question is, Prabhu, is the destination of a departing soul is different when they're chanting the Lord of Narayana, Vishnu, or they're chanting the name of Krishna?
Depending upon
because
these...
Because here in the purports we see they are emphasizing the name of Lord Vishnu or Narayana. But is the destination different when someone chants the name of Krishna or Srimati Radhika? Like Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
there's definitely one difference is there. Chanting Vishnu will go to the Vaikunt, Narayan will go to the Vaikunt. Chant Krishna, he may not go to the Golok Vrindavan because that is only available for Raganuga Bhakta. But there is a portion of the Golok where the Vaidhi Sadhan Krishna Bhakta will go, he will go there. And the general principle of all these scriptures is, for common people, Vishnu, Narayan, this Krishna and Radha are more confidential. They are for really highly elevated and more, philosophically oriented people who are in Raganuga Marg. These names are for basically Raganuga Bhaktas. The mostly Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakta, the name is Narayan and Vishnu. Hari, Narayan, Vishnu, this is for Vaidhi Sadhana.
Also, one question is, it is mentioned that at the time of death. So what is this timing of at the time of death? It is like someone just chanted the name and he died after 1 hour or after 2 hours, or he's just about to die. He's saying that there is someone who's trying to take his soul out, and he chants the name, or she chants the name, and she leaves the body. So what is this at the time of death? Is there any window of that time period, any muhurta?
This is the verse of Bhagavad Gita. Antakale cha mam evam sumanam muktva kaleram. At the last moment, anybody who remember me will come to me without fail. Antamati sogati. It's not that everybody can chant in the end holy name. You try it. people will not be able to chant. Only those people who are somehow pious in some part of their life, they can hardly chant, but not most of the people chant. Very difficult. Another joke I used to tell, our one participant in our class is having always background of Suktal. Have you seen that? Where is Suktal? Suktal friend. Oh, he is here. Suharda, huh? Suharda Gaur, where is you? So where is your Suktal? Suktal, he said Suktal has come now. So at Suktal there was some feast going on. Our devotees were there, book distributor. And because the Bhagavad Katha was going there, so they went also for the feast and they gave them puri, they sabzi, laddu, they enjoyed everything. Then they brought the Coca-Cola. I said, you have to drink this. So we are devotees, we never drink Coca-Cola. You know, you have to drink this. If you have honored the feast, you have to drink this. So how can I drink this? Then go, one who has organized feast, tell him, you have to drink. He went to the organizer and said, why you are giving Coca-Cola? We don't drink, we are devotees. He said, what can we do? I am from England, I am Gujarati. Our grandfather, he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So when he was about to die, we call him, please call Bhola, Bhola, Bhola. But whole life he has only drank Coca-Cola. So at the dying, he said Coca-Cola, and then he died. So he was not able to remember Bhola, he only remembered Coca-Cola. Therefore we wanted to distribute Coca-Cola that our grandfather will get enough quota for rest of his life. So it's not easy to chant holy name at the last moment. It's not easy. It's very difficult. Therefore everyday practice is most important. What to speak of last moment? Yes?
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was
I
saying.
have a small question.
Yeah, what to speak of last moment? There was one saintly person, some people sitting on the street by 11 o'clock. He said, oh, you are workers. Today you not get any job. He said, sorry, we do not get job. How can we eat? Our family will suffer. He said, okay, you come to our ashram. It was 12 o'clock. The prasad was ready. He said, you honor the prasad. They all fully. So he said, half day is gone. And what is your everyday wages? He said, 500. He said, take 250. Half day. Now sit under the tree, take this mala and chant Hare Krishna. Oh, that's Hare Krishna, sleeping. Oh, you have, I paid you the half day's salary. You have to chant Hare Krishna. You have to wake up and chant. After half an hour, he said, take your japa bead, take your 250 rupees. What we have ate, please forgive us. You ask us, we can take the breaks, we can, do the plaster, we can sweep everything, but we cannot chant. It's very difficult. So chanting is not so easy. What is your question, Advait Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, story again. So many people have been chanting the name of Lord Ram in so much enthusiasm and lots of emotions. And yesterday we were talking with some devotees and I said, well, so many people are getting an opportunity for bhakti. And then some devotees were arguing, no, it's not bhakti, but they don't know. And I said, well, bhakti starts with the 9 process. One of the 9 process, Shravanam Kirtanam. So they're chanting the name of Lord Ram. So I want your opinion on this.
So, the other verses will come. Even chanting in a joking will benefit. So this chanting what yesterday was, whatever the intention of the people who had this program, we have nothing to do, but we all have chanted holy name of Ram. So this will benefit definitely. This is the one in our credit. The intention of the people they have done, we have nothing to do with that. We have chanted the holy name of Ram for Lord Ram. So we will be benefited. There is no doubt about that. And all those who have actually made a whole world to chant holy name, they will also get benefit. After all, people will chant holy name if if Ram so really mercifully desires. So ultimately, it was the desire of Ram. I think something I want this thing to have this sort of what is called narrative. For I think last maybe 15 days or so, I am feeling somehow inspired that Srila Prabhupada has already established the spiritual Akhanda Bharat. Spiritual Akhanda Bharat. All over the world, everywhere there is a Krishna conscious temple, people are chanting holy name. And this one Hindi lecture of Prabhupada, I think you have not heard, most of you who don't know Hindi. In one Hindi lecture, Srila Prabhupada was speaking in India. He said, I am the old man. At advanced age, I started preaching and whole world is accepting and appreciating. If 5 young men will come and join me, then Prabhupada, because he was speaking in Hindi and in India, he said, you are crying for one broken part of India, Pakistan, we can make the whole world Hindustan. So this is the Prabhupada's Hindi lecture. And this is available in audio ministry. We'll make the whole world spiritual. So they all are saying Akhanda Bharata, but Srila Prabhupada is one who has given the concept of a spiritual Bharat. The concept of a spiritual Bharat. Not geographical, but spiritual. And this boost of the Ram Nam is a side of, putting a one more brick on that spiritual unity of the whole world. This Akhanda Bharata concept, Prabhupada is given actually in his Hindi lecture. I don't know this narrative, how it can be developed, but Prabhupada's, this forecast that whole world will become Bharat. It was Bharat. So people will chant holy name. Whatever name they like, no problem. So Prabhupada gave this concept of a spiritual universal brotherhood, Akhanda Bharat. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Today we'll meet tomorrow. Vancha kalpatru bhyascha kripal sindhu bhyaya vacha patitanam pavane.